Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to chapter 6 from concept to market. Today we will dive into how a simple idea can evolve into a successful product in the marketplace. This journey is a key for every entrepreneur who dreams of making an impact. So, our title today is From Concept to Market, the Product Development Journey. So, before that class, you must know that at the end of this lessons, you will be able to understand the stages of the product development process from idea generations to market launch. Instead of that, you will be able to identify market needs and design innovative solutions through research and prototyping. And you will be able to ensure product quality through testing, certifications, and efficient production planning. And you will be able to recognize the rules of the product development process in successful entrepreneurship. So, class, since our topics is from idea to market, which is the product development journey, you have to be clear that the main purpose of this topic, or from idea to market, is a roadmap that transforms innovative ideas into real and market ready products. Think of this journey as a roadmap that guiding you creative ideas into market-ready products. It's essential because it ensures products are innovative, functional, and meet real-world demand. Example, imagine designing a backpack that not only carries books but also charges your phone. That is a solution born from observing modern student needs. But before that, you have to be clear that the product development process involves multiple stages. Okay, here I have summarized the development process. The first one, it will be started from research and development stage, which is you have to identify needs and conceptualize ideas. Then it will go to the next process, which is design and prototyping, which is mean you have to create designs and test prototypes. And the third stage is production and launch, which is you have to manufacture the products and market products. So everything starts with spotting a problem or a gap in the market. Okay, so entrepreneurs listen to customer complaint, observe industry trends, and study competitors. So that is what we are going to discuss for the first step in research and development R&D, which is this about spotting opportunities and shaping ideas. Okay, it's coming up with a new product or service idea, which is the goal is to find market gaps and meet customer needs. So entrepreneurs need to understand customer pain points and keep an eye on industry trends. And also, as entrepreneurs, they must study competitors very carefully. And it's all about finding where you can offer something better or new. And listening to customer feedback and noticing changes in behavior can reveal hidden opportunities. As example, customers complaining about heavy water bottles. Maybe it's time for a smart, lightweight bottles that reminds them to drink water. That is a good example. Well, after spotting the need, it's time to generate ideas to solve the problem. So this stage is all about creativity, which is mean that you have to be creative. Okay, you have to be creative on how to solve the problems and to make sure that your product is interesting. So everybody will want your products. So at the same time, you must have a good teamwork to do all the tasks that is required to produce the products and understand the market. So entrepreneurs should focus on solutions that are effective and different from competitors to make your products more interesting than your competitors. And also, you have to explore new technologies or rethink old ways of doing things and add unique features that make the product stand out. So, example, instead of a regular umbrella, what about one that turns rainwater into clean drinking water? So that is something new products, new technologies that able to make your product stand out, even though it is only umbrella. Step two. This is the second step in the product development, which is designing the products. Well, this is where ideas become real. Designers create blueprint, which is to show a size, shape, materials to ensure the product not only work but also appeals to customer, interesting to customer. So when we talk about designing the product, it's time to bring the idea to life. In this stage, the idea turns into a real design that shows how the product look and work. So, as a designer, you must create a blueprint that include product details like must have a size, okay, they must have a shape, a materials and parts. And also the design must meet customer needs, must work properly, must stand out from competitors, meaning that your product must be interesting than your competitors. So these blueprints becomes the guide for making the products. Well, as example, for our smart backpack, the blueprint would show solar panels on top, USB ports inside, and a waterproof exterior. Interesting, right? Step 3. Building and testing a prototypes. So next, we build a prototype, a first working model. It lets us touch, see, and test the products before mass productions. So this is the third step where you have to build a first versions of your products, the prototypes. A prototype meaning that you're able to see the products, you're able to touch and test the idea before mass productions. Remember that. So why it's important? Okay, it is important because you have to test the design and functionality. Check if the product works as planned and meets the design goals, and finds flaws and make improvements. And you have to spot if there is any problems, okay, with your products under prototypes versions, and we have to fix them before it's too late. And try to get a feedback from others after they try to use the prototypes. Show the prototypes to investors, to team members, or customers. Try to listen to their feedback to make the product even better. So, as an example, imagine holding the first smart backpack and realizing the solar panel is too heavy. So better to find lighter materials now than after launching. Okay, class. Step 4, testing and finalizing the prototypes. So prototypes must go through rigorous tests such as functionals. You have to test stress and safety checks. Any flaws are fixed before you finalize the products. So after building the prototype, it's time to test it properly to make sure it's ready for the real world. So what happened in this stage? So you have to test the product, okay, in terms of functional test. What is it? What is it mean? So check if the product works as it should, and stress test, meaning that see if it can survive tough conditions like drops, heat, or heavy use. So try to make a safety checks, which is mean make sure it's safe for users and follows all safety rules. So as an example, if the backpack's battery overheats under sunlight, so meaning that we must change the circuitry before selling it. But how if there is something went wrong with your products? Try to fix the problem. If something doesn't work right, make changes. Okay, this is another example. Okay, change the materials if it causes skin irritations or fix parts that don't perform well. So try to finalize the prototype. Once all tests are passed, lock in the final design. So this version will be the model for full productions. So the goal is to make sure the product is strong, safe, and fully ready for mass productions. Step 5, check for satisfactory performance. So we evaluate whether the prototype meets all goals. If it does, we proceed. If not, it's back to the drawing board. So meaning that check satisfactory performance, meaning that you evaluate the prototype carefully. So ask yourself, does it meet all the standards, expectations, and goals? Well, there will be a two possible outcome during satisfactory performance check. Either if everything is good, so if everything is good, move forward to getting certifications if needed and prepare for full production. However, if there are problems, go back and improve the design and build a better prototypes. So the goals of check for satisfactory performance is to move forward only when the product is fully ready for production. Step 6, get product certification if needed. Well, some products need official approval before they can be sold. Certifications prove the product meets safety, quality, and performance standards. Why the certifications for the product is very important. So it's required by law for products like medical device, electronics, food, and cars. So that means not all the product require a product certifications. So why it is important? It builds a customer trust, showing the product is safe and reliable. It boosts credibility and help the product succeed in the market. So the goals of product certifications is to make sure the product is certified, trusted, and ready to launch. So the next step is full-scale productions and launch. So finally, we set up productions, we focus on quality control and launch with a strong marketing strategy. So the key steps in this step 7 is to set up production lines and supply chains. Supply chains means who is your raw material supplier, okay, how the process to become a component part, and setting for the production process to make the raw material and component part to become a finished products, and to supply to the wholesaler and also retailer so that you can sell it to your end customer. Then build a production line with the right machines, facilities, and workers, and also organize supply chains to get raw materials and parts on time. And you also have to focus on quality control and check product carefully during productions to catch any defects. You also have to use a random checks, machines, or outside experts to ensure top qualities of products. And well, you can launch the products, plan how to sell and deliver the products to customer. Use a marketing campaigns and distribution channels to reach the market successfully. And this step 7 goals is to produce a high quality products at scales and make a strong entry into a market. So example, a smart backpack company might partner with technology influencer to promote their launch on social media. So as the conclusions for this chapter 6, the journey from idea to market is a step-by-step process. So make sure you remember all the stages involved, okay, in the steps of from idea to market. So each stage from research, design, testing, certifications to productions is important to create a product that customer needs, trust, and love. By following this process carefully, entrepreneurs can build better products, reduce risks, and succeed in the market. So, class, thank you for listening for chapter 6. I hope that you can gain something and have a good understanding on this topic. So, see you to next topics. Bye bye.